What is going on, everybody? It's Nothing But Skills, and in today's video I'm going to show you every possible location that you can find a boss in New York City. Now, the one thing you guys have to remember are these bosses do not always spawn every time. I think sometimes they're on a cooldown. Sometimes you'll get one boss or two bosses in one location, but you won't get one boss for like a couple hours. It's just all random when they do spawn. But I was able to confirm 7 different locations, and then I have 3 locations that I tried, I want to say for about 48 hours, that people have confirmed or have said that they've seen bosses there, but I wasn't able to. So I will show you guys those other 3 locations along with mine. So let's get into it. The first boss I'm going to show you is going to be located in Battery Park. Now, the exact location will be pinpointed right here on your map. Now, this is just west of the Liberty Island mission, and then right here under the Christmas market. So it's in this general vicinity right now. So I'm gonna run over there real quick just so you see. I actually ran from the control point waterfront all the way over here because the waterfront control point isn't that far. So if you run all the way to the middle of the park, almost you just see a bunch of grass, a couple trees. The boss will spawn in this area. You see where there's like that little red flare right there, well, red light. In this general area is where you guys are going to find the boss. And when you do find him, there he goes. So that is the boss right there. So in this general area, the boss likes to patrol with his guys. The one thing to keep in mind is the bosses won't always be the same. I think these are cleaners right here. Sometimes they're Rikers, sometimes they're Black Tusk. They definitely do rotate, so don't expect to see the same exact bosses that I have that you guys get. So it will rotate, and once you kill them, then I think this area will be on a cooldown. I think someone confirmed that it's around 30 minutes. It may be longer. I know sometimes when I kill them, it feels like it's a lot longer than 30 minutes. So I don't know the exact cooldown time for this area once you kill a boss, but know that once you kill a boss, you can't leave the game, log out the game, and then come back. The boss will not be there. So that's just something for you guys to keep in mind. And that's it. That's where boss number 1 is. Boss number 2 is going to be just to the west of Wall Street mission. So just to the west, if you look, like there's like a little triangle right here. You know where our last boss was. To the north of him, there is a little gap right there. This is where you want to go. This is where you're gonna find boss number 2. So right in this general area, this is where you guys will find him. And this time it was Black Tusk. So that was the boss, and it reminded me of Buddy and Lucy. So it was actually one of those mechanical dogs that spins around, does the sweep. If you guys ever played the raid, you guys remember calling sweep when you had a duck. Well, you got a mechanical dog like that, and this one was actually a little tough. I was running a glass cannon build, and with him spinning around like that, he almost killed me a couple times, but luckily I was able to take him out. But yeah, so this is going to be where boss number 2 spawns, and like I told you, the boss may differ. You may not always get the same boss. It just depends on the boss that it gives you. But yeah, look for this empty fountain. You should find the boss sitting in there with some enemies guarding him, and that is boss number 2. So let's get into boss number 3. So the third boss spawn location is going to be located just east of waterfront location. You see where the supply drop activity is? Anytime you see a red activity there, anytime you see an activity period there, you don't want to really go there and look for a boss. I would recommend clearing out the activity and then coming back later. I've had issues where there won't be any spawn at all. So nothing will spawn because you have to clear out the activity. As soon as I clear out the activity, I go somewhere else, I come back, there is a boss there. So remember, the bosses aren't always going to spawn, but I feel like when there's an activity, they have a less chance of spawning. So we're gonna find the boss. Look, as soon as you leave this control point, you head a little bit to the east, you go north, and then you'll see right in this area. If you did the hunter mask, you'll recognize this area, right? So if you did the hunter mask, you will 100% recognize this area because this area had the flags that you had to raise, and this is where we're gonna fight this boss. Now, all of these bosses have a chance of dropping an exotic, and that's why it's worth farming them, right? Like if you can get in a rotation where you can find maybe like 5 bosses in the open world and do them really quick, it's really worth the time, because with the chance of getting an exotic from the bosses, you never know, right? Boss spawn location number 4 is going to be right here at the supply drop. So if you look at this Brooklyn Bridge control point, you come all the way down right here. There is a nice location. I always find a boss here. The only time bosses don't spawn here, like I told you, a lot of times you get propaganda activities there. You get control area there. That's when you won't get. So you need to make sure you clear that and then come back. But as long as there is no mission there, like the supply drop, like I pinpointed, this boss will spawn. This time there was actually 2 bosses. There are 2 different bosses, and that means you have a better chance of getting more exotics, right? I didn't get an exotic here, but I did get some really good high-end weapons, and this one right here tends to spawn the most out of all of them. Like, I can usually come here and find this one a lot, but the first thing I have to do is I have to make sure I always do that activity. So on my agenda, as soon as I come into New York, if I see that there's an activity here, I knock it out and then I come back. But all of these should have a chance of spawning, but you remember, you do have to once you do farm them, you have to give it people are saying 30 minutes to an hour. I'm not going to give you any confirmed time, because I mean, I feel like sometimes it's more than an hour before I can go farm these guys, but some people are saying 30 minutes real time. So your real time 30 minutes, you can come back and the boss can respawn. So boss number 5, his spawn location will be in these underground tunnels. So this underground tunnel, this is the residential building safe house, and just to the east of it you have the underground tunnel. So all you have to do is go in the tunnels and circle around, and you will find a boss in there hanging out. He spawned in there, I want to say both times I've gone down there looking for him, he's been down there. He's just been chilling down there. So if you're looking for this boss right here, remember, it could be a random, it might not be the same exact boss, but if you're looking for him, he has spawned in underground pretty much every time I've gone. So I have gotten pretty lucky with this boss spawn right here. Boss number 6 spawn location is just northeast of Animal Shelter Safe House, right here, exactly where I'm pinpointing. So you see the Animal Shelter Safe House. If you go just northeast of it, right here, and then he spawns right where you see this little statue is where you are going to find this boss. So if you are looking for this boss, in the open world, this is where you guys are gonna find him. Remember, not this name boss, but if you're looking for this boss spawn location, it's in this general vicinity right here where the statue is. This is where you will find him. Just south of City Hall control point, right here where I'm pinpointing, there is a boss that spawns in this location. So you see the City Hall control point, you want to go south of it, and what you want to do is just go towards the road. There's going to be some roads, different levels, and you want to take the under ramp, and the under ramp road is going to take you directly to where you want to be with him. So once you get to an area that has a bunch of different roads, some going up, some going underneath, you need to go underneath like I'm doing right now. So you have the highway, you're going underneath it, and directly in front of me, right when you go into this passageway right here, he's going to spawn in this general area. So once you see that purple guy, most likely you have him, and my boss was sitting on the top. He was sitting up there. So yeah, that is the boss, and this is where you get boss number 7. So now we are going to get into boss 8, 9, and 10. So they say that there's 10 different spawn locations in New York City, but I have been trying to get the other 3 spawn locations to spawn and have had no luck. But I'm going to show you real quick where they are, and that way if you guys have confirmed it in the comment section, hey, let me know. Hey, say, hey, Skills 8, yes, I've been there. No, I haven't, and then just let me know like that. So boss number 8, they're saying spawns in this area where the components are. I've noticed that I've gotten a boss here before when I was doing a bounty, but I've never gotten a boss here just in the open world. So if you guys can confirm this one, this may be another location right here. It's right next to the stranded tanker mission to the west of it, and this is where they're saying another boss does spawn. This is where boss 8 would spawn. So boss number 9, they're saying if you go to the base of operation in New York City and you just follow the road all the way to the west, there's a territory activity. They're saying on this road right here, just west of it, right where this is, they're saying in this general area, there is a boss to spawn. Now, I've cleared this out multiple times. I've gotten red enemies, I've gotten purple enemies, 1 or 2 gold enemies, but I've never got a name boss. But this is the exact location where they're saying you would get a boss. So this would be boss spawn number 9. And for the final boss spawn location number 10, they're saying that he spawns in this general area right here. Now I have not had any luck getting him to spawn, and I've tried different things. I've circled the area. I spent about like 3 hours in one session just going for this boss, and nothing ever happened. So if you guys can confirm this one, if you can confirm 8, 9, and 10, and let me know if any of those locations have stood out to you and you're like, you know what, I did see a boss there, I did run into one, that could help out confirm everything. And if I ever get any new information and I get more boss spawn locations, I'll bring them to you. But as of right now, they are saying that there's only 10 different spawn boss locations. So if you guys have any questions, you guys are struggling to find these open world bosses, let me know in the comment section. We will be wrapping this up here. Don't forget, if you are new, why don't you hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on if you enjoyed the video, so that way you guys get notified when I release my next video. I will see you guys in the next one, but until then, nothing but skills is out.